Avenged Sevenfold introduces a new wave of American heavy metal, playing the leading roles in the genre. The band's albums are sold in millions of copies, concerts become events, and fresh releases top the charts. The band's signature style is accompanied by death bat, the death bat that has become the symbol of Avenged Sevenfold for fans around the world. Avenged Sevenfold's story began in California in 1999, when school friends decided to team up to play metalcore and punk rock. They were 18 and are fans of classic heavy metal music such as Black Sabbath, Guns N' Roses and Iron Maiden. The participants decided to choose their nicknames and perform with them. So vocalist Matthew Sanders became Matt Shadows, rhythm guitarist Zachary Baker became Zaki Vangeance, and drummer James Sullivan called himself The Rev. With this composition, the guys formed a group, the name of which refers to the biblical texts and translates as Sevenfold Avenged. However, the group has nothing to do with religion. They played music in the coastal town of Huntington Beach, where they were from, and began their journey to fame by recording the first demo, which contained 3 tracks. Guitarist Sinister Gates joined the band in 2001 after recording their debut album. However, later the guy took part in a complete re-recording, where he performed the parts of the lead guitar. He was brought into the ensemble by his school friend, drummer James Sullivan. By the way, it was Sullivan who wrote the music for the songs, sang backing vocals and sometimes played the keys. The name of the Rev is associated with the most tragic page in the biography of the group. At the end of December 2009, the musical genius Avenged Sevenfold died. The body was found in his home in Huntington Beach with traces of alcohol and a whole range of medications in his blood. This mixture was the cause of death, which brought irreparable loss to the group. They still wear pieces of James' drum kit around their necks in memory of a friend. In 2001, the debut album of Avenged Sevenfold was released, which was called Sounding the Seventh Trumpet, and sounded in the spirit of hard metalcore. The band will record the second album already in the gold lineup with Sinister Gates and Johnny Christ. Waking the Fallen was a step towards real popularity. The disc hit the charts of independent albums in the United States, and the group was first noticed by the authoritative Billboard. However, by the release of City of Evil in 2005, Avenged Sevenfold could no longer be called a no-name. It was not without reason that the disc debuted at number 30 on Billboard.
It is characterized by a more complex professional sound, technicality of instrumental parts and vocal variety. Clean vocals were added to growl and scream.
The hits Blinded in Chains, Bad Country and The Wicked End were played here, marking the transition to the classic metal sound.
At the time of the recording of the album, Nightmare, in the selection of the best bands of the decade from Ultimate Guitar, Avenged Sevenfold were ranked second, behind only Metallica.
Work on the 2010 release was overshadowed by the untimely death of the Rev. The entire disc, from music to booklets, was imbued with the theme of memory and love for a deceased friend. She was warmly received by critics, not to mention grieving fans, and featured hits like Welcome to the Family, So Far Away and Natural Born Killer. 3 years later, the discography of the Californian metalers was replenished with the disc Hail to the King, where the track This Means War sounded for the first time. The record repeated the success of the previous one, debuting at number 1 on the Billboard 200 and securing the unspoken status of the King of Heavy Metal for Avenged Sevenfold.
The musicians released the 2016 album The Stage, being recognized classics of the genre. It reveals the themes of self-destruction of society and the advent of artificial intelligence in it.
The longest song of the group sounded on the release, the track Exist, lasts more than 15 minutes. Avenged Sevenfold has come a long way over the years. From a shtetl band experimenting with metalcore and punk, they turned into trendsetters and veterans of hard rock and heavy metal.
And the musicians have settled down in life, and the priority of their values, family, business and civic initiatives have come to the fore. And these are the same guys who, at the beginning of the journey, were most enthusiastic about alcohol and daring antics. The band members still live in Huntington Beach, from where they travel around the world with concerts. True, in the summer of 2018, Avenged Sevenfold announced the cancellation of a major headlining tour. The incident was associated with the soloist's illness. As a result of an infection, Shadow's ligaments were damaged, and he could not sing for a long time. But the musicians announced that they had begun work on a new album, which fans began to look forward to. They track news from the life of idols and their latest photos in the official Instagram account, which has millions of subscribers. An even larger audience monitors the group's YouTube channel, where they post clips and music videos.